Hello. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to Thriving Thursday, where the more you know, the more you grow. But we talking to game changers that are thriving on not only in their personal and professional life, they are helping others thrive around them. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? If you are here with me today, go ahead, drop hey, how you doing? Hello, what's up in the comments? And if you are catching this replay, make sure you hit hashtag replay. Y'all know what to do. Well, today we have an amazing guest. An amazing guest is joining us today. Would you like to know who that amazing guest is? Let me know in the comments. Do you want to know who that amazing guest is? Let me share with you. That amazing guest is no other than drum roll. That amazing guest is no other than Tammy Renee. Yes. I got that right. You got that? Tammy Renee, me. I am your guest today. I have a guest that is coming to ask me questions. They are going to ask me questions. They're going to ask me about Thriving Thursday and whatever else comes up for them. I might be surprised. I don't know. It's just gonna happen. So if you are in the room, make sure you say, hey, how you doing? Hello, what's up in the comments? Or if you are catching the replay, make sure you say hashtag replay. Y'all know how it goes. Anyways, let me check on my social so that I am able to see if anyone is joining the room with me today. In case you're making a comment, I can comment with back to you. So, anyways, so we're going to have a guest on. They're not going to come on screen. They prefer not to be on screen, but they are in the background. You will hear the questions being asked to me, and I will answer them for you. This is all about why Thriving Thursday, why I created this Thriving Thursday platform to let others come on and speak, or why I'm on here speaking. So we're going to get started. I don't know how to start this because I don't want to introduce them, but we're going to welcome our special guest. Go ahead, give me some love in the comments for our special guest. Welcome, special guest. How are you today?
And the crowd roars.
And the crowd roars.
I'm doing fantastic, Tammy Renee. I want to say first to your Thriving Thursday guest, I'm super excited about being here and being able to do this interview with you.
Thank you. If you are in the room and you can hear, make sure to put in the comments you can hear who is coming in. You can hear. If you cannot hear and you've joined us, let me know so that we make sure that we adjust the volume for you. But until then, we're going to keep going. And when I see someone, I will keep reminding you if you cannot hear to let me know. But I'll repeat the questions for you. All right, special guest, go ahead.
All right, let's go.
Would you like to say anything?
No, just again, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be able to interview you on your own podcast. Congratulations on Thriving Thursday. And let me start with that. So, what was the inspiration for Thriving Thursday?
Oh, Thriving Thursday. The inspiration. What was the inspiration for Thriving Thursday? The inspiration came from being able to provide a platform for those who are thriving, or they are thriving in their passion, and maybe they're not big time podcasting interview people yet, or maybe they haven't even made it to an interview. It is a platform that I wanted to give exposure to those who are out there and they're trying to make a difference in other people's lives. They're not only just thriving in their own lives and personal lives, professional lives, but they may have a small business, or maybe they just have their passion And I want to just be able to have that platform to give them the exposure that they deserve, to show all the work and the passion and the heart and the inspiration that they're bringing to the society.
Got you, got you. I've often heard you talk about, finding your voice and giving voice, and so that's perfectly in line with what I think are some of your core values in terms of giving a voice to the voiceless. Just like you grab a hold of the podcast, and now you're giving voice to your thoughts, and that is exceptional. That is very cool. So,
Thank you.
You've had a couple of guests on your show already.
Mhm.
In listening to them, what do you see as the biggest challenge out there?
The guests that I have had on here so far, what I see is the biggest challenge for them is the business side of things. Getting the business up and going, getting that exposure that they need, getting that recognition, maybe even getting support for their passion, gaining that traction that they need to really make the impact that they're trying to do or trying to achieve. So by providing this platform, I'm hoping that it allows someone out there who sees the value in what they are offering and able to give them that extra boost that they need, or that donation that they need to help other people, or maybe even that business education program that they see that they are lacking, that they need. So that will be, I would say, my biggest challenge the biggest challenge I've seen from the people that have come on here is just getting that recognition, getting off the feet, getting off the ground, and taking that business to not just an entrepreneur venture, not just an entrepreneur dream, not just an entrepreneur this is what I want to do, but actually taking it to the next level, to a business, a corporation, and making that impact that they want to make.
Right, right. I've heard you refer to some of these people as game changers and underdogs. Tell me about those phrases. We've heard game changers before, we've heard underdogs before, but what's your version of those phrases?
So, to me, the underdogs are the game changer. And why I say that is, a lot of times the underdog, I consider myself an underdog. I'm a game changer now. I'm a leader now, but what I consider an underdog is what people have expectations of them. They don't expect them to succeed, or they've been hustlers and they've had jobs over jobs, and they scrapped and they scraped and they tried to make it work but never could get ahead. To me, the underdogs are the ones who have built that resilience of fighting back, not physically fighting back, but emotionally, mentally, and maybe even physically. But it's not about the physical part. It's about taking something and taking something that is nothing and make it into something. And it is about, you might be struggling, but you're not letting that struggle hold you down. You have worked, you have survived, you have went through it. Those are the underdogs, but they probably was looked at one point in their lives as they will always be in that mode of surviving. And they've moved from that mode of surviving to thriving. Then you become now the game changers. We are changing the rules. You don't need that master degree and that we thought we needed or was told that we needed to be successful. You got the skills within you, and most underdogs have those skills built inside of them just because what we had to go through. So we take those and now we become the game changer because we're changing the rules. We changing what success looks like. We're changing how you achieve success. We're changing the rules of what helping other people thrive looks like, you know.
Right.
We're not just depending on people, we're making it happen. So when I speak about underdogs, I'm also speaking about me. When I speak about game changers, I'm also speaking about me. These are the levels that I went through to leader. Now I am speaking of myself as that future leader because we are leading in a different way.
Nice, nice. And so you got lots of advice, I'm sure. So I want to hear your advice for people who want to inspire folks to change the game. What kind of advice do you have for those folks? People like you that want to get out there and get a podcast and want to do some other things. We're going to talk about those other things later, a book or something like that. But what advice do you have for people who want to do what you're doing?
So, the advice that I have for those who want to change the game, and before I answer that question, I want to acknowledge Tiffany for being in the room with me. Thank you for joining me today. Tiffany says I'm going through it. Well, whatever Tiffany is going through, we're gonna make sure that she come through on the good end, on the positive end, because she's a game changer too. So she gonna handle this, and she's got this going. But what advice? Thank you again, Tiffany, for joining me this afternoon. And if anybody else is joining me, make sure you say, hey, how you doing? Hello, what's up in the comments. And if you are catching this replay, I know you heard already because you're on the replay, but just in case you forgot, make sure you hit that hashtag replay. All right, so back to the question. The question was, what advice do I have to inspire other people? Well, can you repeat that question one more time for me?
What advice do you have for people who want to do what you're doing, inspiring game changers? What advice do you have for people that want to do what you do?
All right. So, advice for people who want to do what I do. My advice is look at yourself as the leader. You are bringing something that is going to be game changing. Don't stop. Don't sway. Don't do what other people are telling you to do. If you got that in you and you got that vision, there is a reason. There is a reason for you to keep moving. There is a reason for you to bring it to society. There is a reason for you to step up to your plate. There's going to be times when it's going to get hard. There's going to be times when you're going to sway because you're doubting yourself. There's going to be times when you actually have to pivot. So don't stay so stuck in one vision that you may have, because that vision is going to grow. It's going to continue to grow, and you don't want to stay stuck in the original vision because you're going to stunt your growth. Remember, it's going to continue to grow, but if the things that you are doing that is aligning you to get you through that journey, you're only going to be given the vision from the beginning. You may not see the very, very end. You may think you see the very, very end, but you really ain't seeing the very, very end because you're not ready for it. You got to take these stepping steps little by little. They may be big steps, they may be little steps, but you got to create that first vision first. Once you create that first vision, your vision is going to continue to grow, and you will be led. You will be led to where you need to go. Just follow your path, follow your intuition, follow your visions, follow God's lead, and you will make it. But just do not, if you get a vision, as long as it's not coming from somebody else and you can feel it in your soul, if you get that vision, you make sure that you do the research you need to do to figure that out. You hook up with the right coaches and mentors to help you figure it out. You don't stop because you don't know what it means. Don't stop because you ain't never done it before. Don't stop because it's out of your comfort zone. We have to get out of our comfort zone to get to the next level.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue into my next question.
Okay.
So I've been to your site and I've seen a lot of your work, and you describe yourself as a personal discovery mentor.
Uh-huh.
And you described a little bit about the journey and things like that. So, what is a personal discovery mentor, and why a mentor and not a coach?
All right, so first I'd like to say I'm supposed to explain to you why I call myself a personal discovery mentor and why a mentor and not a coach.
Right.
It's not a why or. First of all, I like to say that sometimes you have a mentor that complements your coaching. You can have both together because a coach to me works by a structure that is a formula. They've put this formula together, and you start at position number one, and you have these different assignments you have to do to get to position number 10. But that formula is reused on different people versus a mentor is what I call myself. And I call myself a mentor because I teach from life experience. I teach from what I've learned in my life. I teach on what I've experienced in my life. And I teach on what is given through me through vision in my life. So I teach more on a personal level. This is more personalized, it's more energetically connected with you. I get into the meat in the greedy, the meat in the what they say, the meat in the gritty of who you are, not about what you want to do. And then I align what you want to do with who you are. So we kind of do it backwards. We look at who you are and your core values and understand your thinking, your emotions, and let you get you to understand who you are as a personal discovery mentor. Now there's different type of mentors, but this is a personal discovery mentor. Once you understand who you are, what you want to do will just fall in line because you want to make sure what you're doing aligns with your core values. So when I call myself a personal discovery mentor, we work more on a personal level. We work more closely together. We build more of a relationship together instead of a box where everyone is treated the same. You are treated different. You have your different tools. You may not have the same program as the next person who comes right behind you or the person that was right before you. So that's my kind of sum up. But a personal, and one other thing, a mentor can help you figure out those coaching assignments. So if you got a coach that's giving you an assignment to, you know, write a book, they're giving you that assignment. We're just going to use that as an excuse. I mean, not as an excuse, as an example. And your coach and your coach wants you to write this book, but you have something personally blocking you. You have something that is stifling your creativity or your imagination. As a personal discovery mentor, I help you work through those things so that you can connect your personal vision, your personal desire with what you want to do professionally.
So, because you're a creative, I've heard you describe yourself as a creative. And
Yes.
so, you know, when you were going through coaching as a creative, there was like for you sometimes a little bit of a glitch. Like, how do I get this creative vision into this business strategy to execute? And you found that to be a gap
Yes.
and said, you know, mentoring can definitely address that for those that are creative. Your audience is, I'm sure, full of creative thinkers, but you know they want to be successful entrepreneurs, and so your mentoring program helps fill that gap.
Yeah. So because of I had the struggle with as a creative, I had the struggle of people understanding what it is I wanted. And I had the struggle of understanding what they wanted from me because I had a different vision. A lot of creators and artists, things like that, they think outside of the box. So that's why we game changers, right?
Got it.
That's
Got
why
it.
we game changers.
It's all coming together. It's all coming
Yes.
together.
So, seeing that there's that gap, I'm building my business around helping those to shrink that gap of creativity, inspiration, motivation, those kind of emotional drives with the mainstream educational, statistics, scientific, formula drives. So I'm helping to build that bridge between, close that gap actually between the two, because bringing that emotion, that passion into your business is an emotional thing. When you have that passion and you have that drive, that's all emotion, that's all energy, that's all your driving force to get to accomplish these other things that are more abstract from our thinking process. So I'm just here to help build that gap between the two because of my struggles. That's why I'm creating my business
Got it. Got
to
it.
help you.
Got it. Got it. I like it. I like it. Hey, so I'm going to kind of in a backhanded way give a very shameless plug to one of your creative ventures.
Yes.
Food for Thought.
Hold on 1 second.
Food for Thought was your creative release, in the pandemic kind of, I won't even say that's the origin story because the story based on the poetry starts way back when, but during the pandemic, we had a chance to sit down, creatively flow from pen to paper. And what was birthed from that was your first book, Food for Thought, Introspective Poetry. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank
there were
you.
quite a few poems in there that, I absolutely enjoyed. One of my favorites, that poem about shoes.
Oh, you like that one, huh?
You give them a taste of that poem if you don't mind.
Oh, silky, silky
I love
now.
that poem. That's one of my favorites.
I didn't know I was going to be asked to read a poem.
Surprise, surprise. That's what happens.
Surprise, surprise.
But Food for Thought, Introspective Poetry. This is just a sample, but this just happens to be, like I said, I'm shamelessly plugging it, one of my favorites from the book. Give a taste, Tammy Renee.
All right. So I am being requested to read you a poem from Food for Thought. But before I read that, if you are in the room, let me know you are here. Say, hey, how you doing? Hello, what's up? Make sure you hit hashtag replay. And don't forget to share this with others so that they can understand what Thriving Thursdays is. I'm accepting guests. If you know someone who would love to be a guest, based on the description that I gave you about what Thriving Thursdays is, make sure to tag them and let them know, check this show out. You should be a guest in the comments or share it on your page and let others know about Thriving Thursdays, because this is not about me. It's about me showcasing you. So make sure you share this out. But my book, Food for Thought, I actually wrote these poems before I even knew I was going to write a book. And I only wrote these poems during the pandemic. That was the first time I sat down and wrote poetry like that. And it flowed. I felt like I was a muse. So while I was writing these poems, I was actually peeling back the layers of my healing. And I put them in a poetry form so that other people can go through and read this and see themselves in these poems and heal for themselves, maybe see it in a different perspective, do some introspection work. My guest here who is interviewing me has a favorite poem, and it's called If the Shoe Fits. So, If the Shoe Fits is this poem right here, and they have requested me to read it. But this book was designed, I'm trying to hold it square. This book was designed to sit on your counter, not on a bookshelf. This book was designed to remind you when you walk out that door of your own thoughts. This book was designed as a reminder to do your inner work. So, this is a table book, a counter book that you lay out. It's very beautifully done. This is sponsored by Food for Thought. Um, so get your book. Go on Amazon. It's amazon.com/author Tammy Renee. That's amazon.com/author Tammy Renee. So make sure you get your book, and I'll drop that in the comments when I get off here. So food for thought. If the shoe fits. Oh my God. I was not expecting this. I promise you. I was not expecting this. I should have known better, right? All right. If the shoe fits is the name of the poem. Every day is a special day, and the shoes I pick fit in a special way. What shoes will I feel today? Opening the door to all my shoes in sight, all close to my heart and fit just right. So many I feel, so many I've worn. I got the mama shoes, sister shoes, daughter shoes. Gotta love those grandma shoes. But those shoes are for the things I do for others. The me, myself, and I shoes comes in many shapes and colors. There are the relaxing shoes, and for a little boost, I slip into those motivational shoes. The prize shoes boost my confidence, but those dream shoes, they shine on me. When I need a little time, I slip into the self-care shoes. Great memories is made in them play shoes. I think today I'll put on I never met a stranger shoes. Go out, share some soul, lift someone's day. Come back and slip into those perfect pair of shoes. Put to work what I've learned in them today in my soul shoes. That is If the Shoe Fits by me in Food for Thought.
It's just sassy. I love it. I love it. That's one of my favorites.
Yes, that represents all the roles that we play in life, all the things we do for other people. But remember to always come back to yourself, take care of yourself, and those soul shoes is your reflection time.
I like that. And there's I'm not big on journaling, but there are times where I absolutely want to get my thoughts down on paper and help me clarify. And you've got a workmate, a notebook kind of compatible piece with that called Words Matter Notebook.
Yes.
Love that idea. Love the way that the book helps prompt you to think about some things that you might just want to write down in that notebook.
Yes. So the notebook is sold separately. And I wrote the little quote. It's not little, ain't nothing I do little. But I wrote the quote, or nothing you do is little either. But I wrote the quote on the back of this book. And on the back of this book, it says, grab your pen and pencil and write your thoughts down. Your words matter. Keep them in one place. So as you go through the book, you're going to have these inspirational, these aha moments. Oh, I love to create those aha moments. You're going to have these aha moments, and you can use this book to go with it to keep all your thoughts and your inspiration in one place. Thank you, Sheila, for joining us. Right, nothing we do, nothing I do, nothing you do, nothing none of us do is little. That's right. So I created this just to go along with this book so that as you're having these aha moments of reading this poetry on your own life by reflecting on your own life, you can keep your thoughts down and probably even create your own poetry book. You never know. Or even a long form book.
So, look, Tammy, I love talking to you. I know we could probably do this for another hour, but I'm going to use these last few minutes very, very wisely. And I'm going to ask you about your best selling second book,
Oh,
which I have not had an opportunity to read, but
it's not over
I
here.
understand that it is a bounce back anthology with you and several other women of color who came together to create this multiple, anthology of resilience.
Yes.
Tell me about the number one bestseller, Bounce Back.
All right. So the number one bestseller bounce back book is an anthology of 19 women from around the world. Look in that box right there, that prime box, from around the world. And we tell a story, and each of us got a chapter. And we tell a story based on our resilience. What kept us from coming down, but we came back. And this is the book. It is a number one on Amazon right here. And I am in chapter, I think 19 or 20. Oh, I turned right to the page. There I am, right there. This story is about how when the pandemic happened and I wanted to come out of my shell, but the pandemic happened, so it kept me still inside. I was actually on my way out the door, then we got shut back down. So I turned to the internet. And as I turned to the internet, I saw this lack of human connection. It was very artificial to me. So I started what I call the Be Motivation movement, where I would snatch people's pictures, I would write motivational quotes on them, and I would send them back. So this talks about the struggle. My story in here talks about the struggle and the resilience of not giving up on that, even after people would not see my hard work, because I understand they don't know me from Jack. So when I send a picture back with this quote on them, my hard work would go unseen because I would not post in fear of getting sued or getting in trouble if they did not give me the permission to post it. So I have lots of them that I never posted before. But I wanted to show a different side than just the visual. I wanted people to look past the visuals of what they were seeing and see the motivation in this person. So not only were they getting this motivational uplift when I send the poem back to them, the people who would see it could see the motivation in them. And that was called Be Motivation. I started that in 2021. No, I started that in 2021, and I did that, and I still do it today, but not as much as I used to, but I did it every day for a year. And then as I struggled with getting people to accept it, to understand it, to connect it, instead of stopping, I went to stock. So I would go out there and intentionally look for certain stock photos, and I would start to write the motivational quote on those and share. So this is a story about my resilience of not giving up on a vision that I was given, and keeping it going. And I still do it, and it's still a movement, and it's gonna come back strong. But it is very in the background right now. I share only on Fridays. I share a picture. Sometimes it's an old picture, and sometimes it's a new picture. That's Be Motivation. And so my chapter is called Be the Motivation. Thank you, Mary, for joining. Thank you so much.
Wow, so much going on, Tammy. So you've got quite a bit going on. Writer, speaker, mentor. What's next?
Oh my gosh. Retreats.
Whoa. Is that 2024?
2024, I am working on doing retreats. I'm going to do some local. I want to get into some international retreats. I am focused on entrepreneurs for these retreats. So it's not just about wellness. It's going to be about building our business. It's going to be about tapping into that creativity. It's going to be about sharing our skills with other people. So I really want to get into the retreats. I do have another book coming out in me. And then speaking engagements. Oh, I'm so interested in speaking engagements. So I'm putting myself out there as a speaker. So there's a lot going on next year. Next year's going to be another year of change.
All right. Well, Tammy Renee, I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come on here on Thriving Thursday and interview you. I am super excited. 2024 is going to be your year, girl. So I'm looking forward to seeing you do some big things and watch you move and navigate and inspire and motivate. And again, thank you for having me here off camera to interview you for your Thriving Thursday.
Yes, thank you for interviewing me. Thank you for taking the opportunity to do this for me, and so that I can get the message out to what Thriving Thursdays is to you. I want to thank everyone who has been on this live with me. If you are catching the replay, please do not forget to put hashtag replay in the comments. Please share this. We need guests on here so that they can showcase their business. When we don't have guests, I'm just going to come on here and talk about what thriving means to us. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Have a transformative day. Stay open to the possibilities and let the unknown come rolling in. I'll see you later. Bye.